What's this cave of wonders, I wonder? Whoop, there's something okay. Oh, yeah. Let's not. I shouldn't have come in here. I'm dead. Ashen is an action-adventure game developed by A44 and published by Annapurna Interactive. I thought I'd make a video that talks about what I like about the game and why I think Ashen could have a spot in your library as well. But rather than tell you to buy it and end the video, I think it makes more sense for me to tell you why I like it, and then you can take that information and do with it what you will.
Among the stars, the Ashen fly.
One of the more noticeable things about Ashen is the graphics. They're very simple. It almost looks like you're playing with wooden figures. The graphic simplicity in mind, the game's quite beautiful to look at. It's very pretty. The art style really sticks the landing for what it was going for. Cool. Did she just... Oh! And on top of that, the game does a lot to have you feel invested in the world and the lore that comes with the story, what Ashen are and why you should care and what your journey's about. I think this is an important note because games like Ashen, I'm thinking of Dark Souls or Bloodborne, get you into the action and they don't really want you to lose too much sleep over the story. They really just want you to complete the challenges, but the lore is there. This game is like that, except the story's more front and center.
Soon, the Ashen will be reborn from the ruins of its old body, and a new age of light will begin.
It's a world that anybody can really look at and be like, yeah, that's cool. I really like the way that looks. It's not too scary. It's not too friendly. It's just fantasy and cool. So the world building, solid. But the actual game, does the gameplay good? Is it a good game to play? I think it is. I think it's very fun. I think the controls are sharp. I think the upgrade systems are nice and simple, and I'll get into that in a second. And I think that the challenge is just right. The reason those last 2 points are really important to me is because this game is going to be compared to games like Dark Souls and Bloodborne, who have a very high level of challenge and very complex systems when it comes to upgrading your character, upgrading your weapons. So games like this can get complicated. They get the very complex RPG level up system, and I think this avoids that and just gives you a very straightforward path of what to look at and what you want to focus on and how you want to modify your character's build. And I like that a lot. I think that makes it very easy to pick up. It becomes a game for people who just want an action-adventure game. Can you help me, my friend? Oh yeah, totally. Yes! So on top of the ease of access with the controls and difficulty, most of the time during the game, you'll have a companion. I don't want to risk it. Can you swim? Tell me if we can swim. And that's great because having help during some quests is amazing. It's just fun to do. It makes it feel less alone. One of the other reasons that's awesome is because you can also, instead of having an NPC person following you around, you can have an actual friend, a player. I'm singing its praises and I'm happy about it, so you should play with your friends if you play Ashen. Taking a step backwards and going back to the challenge, I do think the challenges were all very fair. A debate could be made on whether or not Dark Souls and Bloodborne games are unfair, but they do eventually deter people who are not willing to sit through that rough patch. And I think Ashen just doesn't have that rough patch, and it gives you the ability to really sink into it without feeling too discouraged, and I find that to be great. It makes the game one I can suggest to anyone, because if you ask me if you should play Dark Souls, I'd say yes, but be careful. If you ask me if you should play Ashen, I'd say go for it. You're gonna have a great time. It's gonna feel welcoming. You're gonna feel like you know what you're doing. You're gonna learn your way around. Hey, boo. I think you're gonna get your time worth out of it with that in mind. 16 hours is no short amount of time. That'll last you about 2 weeks if you stick to it and have like a normal gaming schedule. For some people, that could be 2 days. Hey, dude, you're not short.
Give me my hammer, so I might awaken this sleeping stone.
All these things in mind, I was just very impressed with how the game played, how it felt. The story was nice to have. The quest system is more of a traditional pick up a quest and go do it, and then you're exposed to more of the game. It's simple enough for me to just say, go ahead and try it out. I think you're gonna like it. But beyond that, just yeah, let me know if you play. Like the video if you like the video, please. And subscribe to this if you'd like to see more content of this flavor. Thank you very much for your time. And that's it. I'll see you next time.